And here we are, we're back to reviewing an Amazon Fire tablet. It's not something that we don't like doing. I really do enjoy my Amazon Fire HD tablets. In particular, the 8-inch model is a favourite of mine. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's a bit like the Goldilocks of the Amazon Fire tablets. With an 8-inch diagonal screen and an industrial design that we saw in the 2020 Fire HD 8, the new Fire HD 8, released in 2022, is a personal favourite of mine, in particular whilst sitting at home, sitting on the sofa and watching TV. With it, I browse the web, check out my social media feeds, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or just check the news in the Amazon Silk web browser. It's a perfectly good device for consuming media whilst doing something else. But when traveling, I've also taken it with me in my backpack because of the convenience of being able to download TV shows, movies and other content onto the device, and with the expandable microSD storage, it makes it even better. Right, let's look into a little bit of detail about the hardware. This is, as I said, the industrial design we saw in 2020. It's been tweaked just a little bit. Buttons and volume rockers have been moved around a little bit. But apart from that, on the outside, it's pretty much the same. The front is dominated by that HD display, that's 1280 by 800 pixels. So it's not properly full high definition, but it's HD ready. That gives you a nice clear screen if you're looking at the screen directly, and it's perfectly fine for watching shows on Netflix, Disney Plus, or Amazon's own Prime Video. Through the Amazon Silk browser, you can also use YouTube, but you won't have the native application features such as being able to download content from YouTube if you're a premium subscriber and all the other great stuff. That's because the Amazon Fire HD 8 is an Amazon tablet. You have to get your apps from the Amazon App Store. There is no Google Play services. There's no native Google applications. Google are doing their best to stay away from this device. But through a web browser, you can do things like use Gmail, YouTube, and any other Google apps you need. That Amazon Silk browser is pretty efficient. It also saves data when you're out and about. And I've had no issues using it whilst traveling, especially when using public Wi-Fi and a VPN service as well. I've noticed no real slowdowns in the use of the tablet. And that's probably because compared to the 2020 model, the Amazon Fire HD 8 2022 has a more powerful processor. Now, Amazon say that that is 30% better in terms of performance, but as far as our hamster count goes, this has 6 hamsters as opposed to the 4 hamsters the 2020 model had. And when I say hamsters, I mean the cores, the processors within the multi-core processor that is running on the device. That multi-core processor is actually a MediaTek chip, reliable, relatively power-efficient chip from MediaTek, which Amazon have built the Amazon Fire HD 8 around. Now, the Amazon Fire HD 8 I purchased, and that we've covered in a few videos here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, is the basic Amazon Fire HD 8. That means that it doesn't have some of the more premium features the Fire HD 8 Plus has. What's missing here is wireless charging, which also in the HD 8 Plus adds some extra weight. And it also has 1 GB of RAM less. The standard Amazon Fire HD 8 I have is one with 2 GB of RAM, whereas the HD 8 Plus will have 50% more at 3 GB of RAM. So all in all, in terms of usage, ergonomics, I really do love the Amazon Fire HD 8. And the 2022 model really makes it even more pleasant to use because it's faster, smoother, and seems to have better battery life in my experience. But that usually is based on the fact that it's sitting at home on my home Wi-Fi, and that's what I'm using it for. Now, you can do some light gaming on this tablet. It does play games like Threes, Candy Crush, and other games. But where it excels, as I said, is for media playback and media consumption. It is also a capable little computing device through the web browser, but one of the ways I do use it is using Amazon's digital assistant. And I have to say, it does a decent job of answering my queries, and it's a good way to take your Amazon Digital Assistant on the road with you if you're traveling. Now, when you're at home, it may be slightly frustrating if you're in a room where you already have an Amazon Echo device and you say the A word, and that triggers both the tablet and your Amazon Echoes. In my experience, the Amazon Echoes are much faster and more responsive, so it can be quite frustrating having 2 or 3 devices going off at once in the same room. So we have already done a video on how to disable Amazon Alexa on Fire tablets. Check that out if you'd like to know more and have access to the quick switch for switching the digital assistant on or off. The A word on the tablet is a great feature in my view, though some people might find this a little bit intrusive. Alexa, what's the weather forecast for tonight?
Overnight, you can look for intermittent clouds, with temperatures around 10 degrees Celsius.
In terms of expanding storage for the tablet, we've also done a video about that, so check that out on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel. It takes a standard micro SD card, and in my experience, adding an extra 128 gigabytes of storage to the already 32 gigabytes on the device is very, very easy. That should be plenty for a long trip, being able to download a few seasons of various TV shows across multiple applications. The Amazon Fire HD8 2022 model comes in 3 different colors. As you can see, I've got the black one, but there is also a denim blue and a pink version available as well. There's also quite a selection of accessories for the Amazon Fire HD8 2022. Now, you can have the official Amazon accessories, which are quite pricey, but very nice in terms of the texture of the cloth on the cases and the way they fold to act as a stand. But there are plenty of other compatible cases which are much less expensive and also available from Amazon. We'll link to a few in the description of this video. Now, obviously, we're also going to link to in the description to where you can purchase the Amazon Fire HD8. That's an affiliate link, so if you're going to be buying from there, you will be supporting the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. Just be aware that there are the 2 models, the Fire HD8 and the HD8 Plus. I personally haven't used an HD8 Plus, but I understand that wireless charging may be useful to some people. But in my view, to save a bit of money, it is a pretty good deal, even at the recommended retail price of £99.99. Now that's £100 to you and me. If you do go for it at full price, it is something you need to choose to do. But do keep an eye out for deals on Amazon's Prime Day or spring sales or at other times, because Amazon regularly cut the price of the Amazon Fire HD8 2022 to a much lower price, around about £50 or £60. We can't say with any certainty what the pricing will be on Amazon Prime Day 2023, but I would recommend keeping an eye out for those days. And if you click on the link below, you'll also be supporting the Tech Travel Geeks if you do decide to buy one. Right then, so we've covered all the hardware. This is definitely a recommendation from me, whether you're using an Amazon tablet to travel or you're just using it at home to check out IMDb whilst watching TV. This is a great little tablet. Value for money, it's very difficult to beat. You can obviously spend a little bit less and get the Amazon Fire 7. Notice the fact that it's not an HD because the screen quality on that device is not as good as on the HD8. Or you can spend a little bit more and get the Amazon HD10, the 10-inch tablet. But that's bigger, heavier, and takes a little bit more effort to hold because of its inherent higher weight. We're also covering the Amazon Fire Max 11 here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, but there's no real fair comparison between the Fire HD8 and the Max 11 because they're 2 completely different categories of device. Then again, if you think that would be a good video to show on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, do let us know in the comments. We'll do our best to get back to you. Now, obviously, Amazon Fire HD8 2022 model comes in different price categories. You can have the Amazon Fire HD8 with ads on the lock screen, which I'm not really annoyed about that much, and that will save you around about £10. But for £10 extra, you can have those ads removed. There's really no difference in terms of storage, in terms of data usage. It is really not that much, but in my view, worth it if you can save £10 on the price of the device for that. So the Amazon Fire HD8 is running Fire OS, Amazon's own Android distribution for its Fire tablets. And it is very familiar to people who have already used Fire tablets and pretty intuitive to people who have come from, say, a fruity Apple iPad or from another Android tablet. The launcher has some extra little features and integrates with your Amazon account if you have one. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you'll obviously also get information from your TV shows and updates from your content, whether that's the Kindle app, the Audible app, and other apps, all on your home screen and your For You feed in the operating system itself. Apart from that, it's pretty straightforward. The Amazon App Store is at just a couple of taps away if you want to add additional apps, and the overall experience is smooth and pretty simple and intuitive, as I said. So Amazon Fire OS is not quite Android's in terms of it doesn't have Google services, but it's a perfectly functional operating system and also gives you a little bit of peace of mind in terms of its updates and its maintenance from Amazon. The Amazon Fire HD8 has two cameras. They're both 2 megapixel sensors, one on the front in the middle of the screen when in landscape mode. That can be used for video calls on Skype, Facebook Messenger, and any other app you're using on the device. And the camera on the back is pretty much the same. They're not very good cameras, but for video calling in well-lit conditions, it's perfectly adequate. Right then, if you enjoyed this Tech Travel Geeks long-term review of the Amazon Fire HD8 2022 release, thanks for watching if you made it this far. If you'd like to see more of this content, our reviews and coverage of consumer electronics, gadgets, accessories, and now even fashion clothing on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel, please do subscribe to us here on YouTube. But for now, thanks for watching, and if you're shopping around on Amazon Prime Day, enjoy your shopping.